Hello and welcome to episode 3 of Q4D. And initially on Google Plus, I said I would actually shut down the series, but I thought then again, yeah, screw it. As long as the questions are coming and they are still fun to answer, I will continue doing it. I think I will slow down with the pace, maybe like every 2 weeks or maybe just a month, but that depends on the questions. But let's not lose any more time and start with the questions. So, the first question from Smitty Smith is: will phones get even bigger next year? And yeah, I think eventually, yes, they will, because we are seeing leaks and rumors from the Galaxy S6 that is also now 5.5. I hope they wouldn't go bigger, but it looks like it. Actually, after the first half of last year or this year, I thought they would become smaller next year again once they figure out to get higher resolution and smaller screens, but it doesn't look like it's. No, sorry. Jeremy Collins asks: favorite feature in Android, favorite feature in iOS? Favorite feature in Android, I would say it's not really a feature, but I would say the customizability. You just have so many options and things like root. I don't know if that's actually a feature, but something like that. If maybe something that could be applied afterwards, seeing as a feature, then it would be definitely gesture control or something like that, like something with smart tires control. I absolutely love this app, and that would be something. And favorite feature in iOS, I would say that's also not again a feature exactly, but I would say the consistency. Everything works pretty much the same, and the unification. Everything looks like it's made by one team, and it isn't so convoluted. Also smoothness and so on. But I would say, yeah, consistency. Not really a feature, but yes. Favorite app and why? I guess you're talking about Android Net now, and I would say if it's an actual app I use, then it would be probably Google Plus on the social network side, Naked Browser Pro as my browser, and actually to navigate my stuff, I would say definitely Smart Task Launcher, because that's one of the first apps I always install. And for the Android side, in terms of Twitter apps, I would say definitely Phoenix. Best productivity app you use? I don't really use that much productivity apps, and if it's in the mobile thing, I would say it is Google Drive or Google Docs. I would go more for it. And if you're talking maybe about PCs or so, I would say Final Cut on Mac, because that's the one thing I always use. And then I guess the browser, because I don't really use that much productivity apps. No. Any pets? No, eventually not. I would like to have a cat, but I don't think I'm really, yeah, I'm not the responsible guy for pets. So I would like to though. The next question from Simon Tucker: what would you make consider switching to iOS, a more open system for apps? Question mark. And there are two things I have to separate: if it's on a tablet or if it's on a phone. If it's on a tablet, I don't have an issue with that, because I already switched to the iPad. And if you saw my review, will know why. I just like the way everything just works, even though not everything works, because I have actually more trouble with stability and issues and so than on Android. But yeah, there is no issue. On a phone, though, things look quite differently, I have to say, because on a phone I use my phone completely different than my tablet, and here iOS is quite far behind. I don't have any gestures, and no, on iOS it would need a lot of things. So not just an open op system, definitely not. Fabio Pelaghetti: where do you like buying your tech? There's practically my main source where I buy everything, unless it's not a huge big deal or so, and that's Amazon. And for the sole reason, their support, their customer service is extremely amazing, because I have devices that get broken after half a year or maybe after a year, and they replace it before I even return the old one. Because let's quickly check. Yeah, my Sony headphones, they had a small issue on the left earpiece. It was Thursday when I called them, and Friday already I had my replacement, and 5 days later I returned it. So their customer service is amazing, and yeah, as long as the price isn't absurdly higher than any competitor, yeah, Amazon's my thing. The next thing from Noah Giannuzzi: what do you like least about Android Lollipop? What do you like most about it? Huh. That's actually not even that easy to answer. Let me think a second. What do I like a lot? I like, yeah, if it's the most thing, I guess it's the extreme smoothness. So far, it's not as snappy, but yeah, on the One Plus One, it is though. Yeah, that's one of the main things. I also like the lock screen pop notifications, even though that's not nothing big, but I would say the smoothness. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, and the least thing, yeah, maybe the animations. I would say the animations in St. Distance, they are just a bit too slow. It's not as bad as I thought it once, and but maybe it's the least thing I like about is actually the bugs they have in it, because the bugs are quite annoying. So these were the questions from G Plus. So just watch out when I post it the next time. But you can also use this video to post new questions, because last time someone did, and I will go with those, because Nif Walt asked Carbon ROM or AOKP on the Nexus 7. And if it's those two, I would say Carbon, because Carbon is a lot, at least from what I know when I used it the last time, is a lot of AOKP with nice enhancements. So Carbon was the better ROM. AOKP, the latest versions I tried, was not the AOKP I found to love back then. Yep. Next question from Ik Jometa or Jotma. Sorry if I butchered that. What is your favorite car if it has to be a sedan? Okay. If it has to be a sedan and it has to be actually for me able to be buy and maybe used or so, I would say the Jaguar XF. One of my colleagues has that car, and it's affordable. It costs like 50,000, but if you take a 1 or 2 year old, it's at 30. That's completely payable, affordable. So, and it looks great. Really a stunning car. If it's a car that I could never buy myself, sedan, a bit hard. Maybe like a big Mercedes AMG or something like that. That's pretty hard, because I don't think about that too much, because I would never be able to buy them anyways. So the next question: how do you get your review devices? Do you buy everything yourself, or did you make contacts with parties who can provide you with the with review devices? And in case of the latter, how did you make those contacts? That's the first part. So how do I get my review devices? There are a few different sections. So if it's something like a skin or so, I just email the company and ask if I let me quickly check how long the video is. Yep. I just ask them. I say I make a little introduction. That's what I did at the beginning. I said I'm a blogger for the Droid Effect back then and so on, and I said I would like to test them. And at least for the skins, I got some. In terms of the real review devices like tablets and so on, I actually only got two so far, and that's, or I mean, from two brands, and that was Dell and Lenovo. And I have a Lenovo right now, but usually Dell is the only one that really consistently gives me things. And so far from what I know, I contact them the same way. I wrote an introduction. I said a few things about me, what I wanted to do. I offered them to do the reviews in German and in English, and they actually wanted to do both, but after a while I noticed that the German reviews, no one watches them, so I'm going full English now, and they don't seem to have an issue. That's the contact I made before. The first time I did it with a man that worked there. I think he was something high up there, and he gave me quite a bunch of devices, because if you maybe follow my channel for a longer period of time, it was the Dell Venue 8 and the 11 with a lot of accessories. And after that, I got in contact with the woman there that provides me with the device, and right now it's like this. I contact them whenever I need a device, ask what they have there. They offer me like 3 or 4 different devices, and I can choose between them. So that's the ideal way. If I could have that for a little more, maybe 2 or 3 brands, that would be awesome, because then I would have a constant fluid flow of new devices. But right now it's only Dell. Lenovo, I hope I do make things right, and they will continue giving me some, because right now it was quite hard, because it's just the second time, and they don't seem to have many devices, or at least they don't give me too many devices, because my channel is too small. So, or did you make the concept with point? Yeah, that's pretty much how I did it. The other devices I got, the other way was I bought the device, used it for 1 or 2 weeks, returned it, got my money back, and only had to pay for the shipping, as I explained in one of my other videos. But there are also legit devices where I'm just interested in, because when I wanted a pair of headphones and I ended up with the Sonys, I bought like 5 in a week, tested one because I had to know which one is good, and I couldn't try them in the store. So I did buy them, and then I made a review of all of them and kept only one, the one I liked the most. So that's something I still do, because the Nexus 9 was something like that. I wanted it to be my next tablet, but it didn't work out, so I gave it back. So these are the 3 ways I usually do it. And the last question for today would be, so apparently you have a new PC setup. What did you use before and why did you switch? And actually, no, when I said last video that I have a new Windows machine, that was actually a Dell micro PC. I have it right here, but I can't put it in front of the camera. That's the one thing. So I don't have a new setup. My current setup still is an i7 3077, 8 gigabytes of RAM, a really low end class, but that's my desktop server. I don't really use that anymore for video editing, because it is hooked up to a 110-inch projector. And yes, it sounds maybe weird, but that is my primary monitor. Whatever I do on the internet, whatever I watch my movies and everything, I do all on this PC on the projector. And editing on the couch was a bit cumbersome, and I also wanted to try Mac because I heard Final Cut is so great. That's why I bought the MacBook Pro, which I still use for most of the videos. It is not as fast as my PC, but the software is so much better, because I tried to use something else like Power Director, but I don't know, Final Cut just works so much better. So I don't have a new PC setup. I was thinking about getting one, but as long as the PC software for the video editing isn't right. If I could have a Windows PC with Final Cut, I would maybe throw in the money to get better video editing software, but I won't definitely get a Mac, because they are way too expensive for what I would use them. If I would make hundreds of, yeah, I would be happy with hundreds of dollars. If I would make hundreds of dollars of the channel, after a time of saving up, I would buy one. But no, it's the videos I make just don't make the money, so to make it worth, and the MacBook still does a good enough job. So yeah, these were all the questions. And if you have any more, either post them in the YouTube post, follow me on G+, and once in a while I will just throw up a thread. I will try to pin it on my profile, so you can always check if there is something. But so far, the pin option for me didn't show up. Maybe I have to check it again. But yeah, that's it again for episode 3 of Q4D. I hope you liked it. And if there's anything else you want to say, no, we'll see us next time. Bye.